Um, I am trying out my new microphone. This is Eddie G's Music World, and I cannot hear it on my headphones. Let's see if I can kind of figure this stuff out. No, I can't hear the show on my headphones, so why am I even bothering with them? No, no, testing. Uh, just another thing, right? Always trying to figure stuff out with this equipment. Usually, I would expect to hear myself on this thing. Hello? Microphone seems to be working, but I cannot hear anything. So, well, we'll just wing it, and I'll tell people. I'll check it out and see why I'm not hearing on my headphones later. Maybe it still sounds okay. I'm just gonna go to Twitter and tweet out that I'm doing something, and maybe one or two people will listen. It's Eddie G's Music World, April 27th. Okay, let's see if anybody cares. Okay, look, we'll keep the technical issues on the back burner. Sorry to drag everybody into my experimenting of things with my show. It's just somehow these things become an issue. Okay, now let me see. What was I discussing? Okay, I'm going to have to get my information started again because I lost it. It's Eddie G's Music World. Let's see what's going on in the music. Okay, for this week, Alice Cooper he's got tour plans, so he's coming around. Vincent Fernier, you know all about him. I've seen him twice, and it's a lot about show. I mean, he cuts up dolls. He had his daughter chopping up some kind of a doll. Or look, it inspired Kiss, apparently, according to Gene Simmons, to get crazy on stage. So why not? If this guy can keep going, and he's in his 70s, 75th. Wow. So maybe he'll come to my town. I'll see. So that's one thing a little bit in the news for Eddie G's Music World. Next is let's see what's going on with Michael Anthony. There's movement on Van Halen archive material. So maybe it was Eddie that was the one releasing this stuff back. Because obviously the name of the group is Van Halen. So logically speaking, Eddie's got a say, and so did Alex. But legally, I don't know how Michael Anthony fared in power to release stuff or not. But anyway, there's archive material, and they're going to release stuff. Why not? Maybe they all get a piece of the money. Uh, it's going to be Sammy Hager material with Van Halen too, as well. I mean, not two, but as well. And Wolfie and Alex will start going through. There's a lot of stuff, so that's coming out. That should be interesting. I mean, I like Van Halen. I mean, but I don't know. I don't run out and buy these things. Let's see if I can see my microphone on the video. It's such a nice microphone. Here, it's for my son. If anybody wants to join and has a suggestion why it is that I cannot hear it on the headphones, I'd be happy to. Anyway, forget it for now. Let's see what else is going on in music. There's a new Sid Barrett film coming out. Have you got it yet? Okay, so the early days of Sid Barrett. I'm sure most of anyone who may listen will know who he is. Of course, he was the guitarist from the original band, along with, he was a guitarist. Then he had issues and left. And obviously, David Gilmour came in at the same time as Sid for about a year or so. And then, of course, Sid had many issues and he left. So this must be interesting because so much is said about older material of bands. This is like a band that with Sid Barrett, they were very big in England, but never broke across the pond. So with his replacement, they got a lot bigger. All right, so you can look forward to that. I don't know the details of when they're coming, but they're on their way. Yeah, I'll tweet it out again. You never know. Maybe somebody will click. Let's see what else is going on in the world of music. Yes, epic new song called All Connected. Wow. And now we all know that Yes has different groupings because there's two factions. But based on what I can see, well, there's Steve Howe. And the other guys look a lot younger. So I'm going to assume John Anderson isn't in this group. Or maybe it's the kind of older guy in the back on the right, but I can't tell. No, he looks a bit young. Maybe that's Jeffrey Downs. I don't know. The band, who's in it? Well, like I said, Steve Howe I can vouch for, but he's almost an original member because he showed up in album 2 or 3 or whatever. But obviously he's a key part of the band, and they made some deal to put out music. So maybe it'll be very good. This is not really a big deal because I just kind of talked about Alice Cooper, but he's got some reissues of Killer and Schools Out. I wonder if this is the thing where they re-record it, which means they don't have to share the money with the record company because the master, if it's owned by a record company, which it usually is, not usually, I'd say here and there, and then with that type of re-recording, if there's money to be made from that point on, it goes mostly to the artist, which is exactly what Taylor Swift did. She re-recorded her albums just so she could have most of the lion's share of the cash because the masters maybe the record company wouldn't give up. So she re-recorded them and then she owns the master of the re-record. Quite a business. Now, there's a talk about Aerosmith teasing a farewell tour. Now, with Aerosmith, one of these bands, 52 years or so, maybe 51, they've been running around forever. Now, they did a residency in Vegas for a while, and I did see them twice. But here we go. Let's see. Maybe it's farewell because they're saying peace out, and they're going on the tour again. I mean, they know they don't have an issue getting people to go to see them. They've also had Steve Tyler in the news because he had some 16-year-old. Well, I better not say too much because with my luck, Steve Tyler will find out about this and sue me. So let's just say, look it up for yourself. There's a bit of controversy over Steve. I don't need his many lawyers pounding on me, as if they ever would hear this show. I mean, it's as obscure as you can get. Melvins, still amazed they got to make 3 major label albums. Now, Melvins were around a little bit before Nirvana and during Nirvana's heyday, but obviously not at the same level because the Melvins are barely broke into national attention, and obviously Nirvana, well, I don't have to explain. So they're still around 30. I would say they're 35 years in the business. I mean, I heard of them about 20, 30 years ago, but I mean, they just didn't get airplay here. I don't know what this is. King Buzo says he expected to be dropped. Oh, okay. So he's surprised he's still working in his group is still making records. Another thing. Let's see how many minutes. I don't want to go too long. Another 10 minutes. Why not? Then maybe let's see. If I don't wear headphones, I got my Mike Boschetti look. So now I'm not wearing headphones. So I can't hear anything. Let's see if I don't know. Freddie Mercury possession to be sold by. Oh, this is interesting. So the woman who Freddie was kind of at first a boyfriend girlfriend situation, but he obviously turned into a more. He drifted away from hetero relations. Let's put it that way. So this woman became his friend. So she was with him for the friendship too, and then he died, of course. And there's 1,500 items from his London home. That would be great if I lived in London and had a couple of million. I'd go there and buy up a few things for sure. I would definitely be interested in taking a look at that. Now she owns part of his estate. I mean, his income from the Queen music and his own music. So she gets a cut in perpetuity. Don't know when she dies if what's going to happen to that money. But obviously, when you're dealing with Queen music, the money just pours in for the rest of time because they're always going to use it in a commercial or a movie or something, a TV show or whatever. Oh, I see another story for Energy's Music World. April 27th, 2023. Roger Waters. Oh, he's going back to Frankfurt after the show was canceled. Let me read a little bit more into this thing. Oh, because his anti-Semitism. So obviously, Frankfurt is in Germany, and they don't like to be seen as allowing um, anybody to be anti-Semitic that's a rock star because they obviously are. Germany's known, unfortunately for them and everyone else, as the Holocaust country. So they don't like to be seen as going along with what his dogma is. With Roger Waters, I think he just hates the fact that Jews are powerful and Jews make a lot of money in show business and Jews. And he visited some family in Lebanon when he was 16. This is a story he told uh, one of his concerts I saw. So I think he doesn't like some of the things Israel does. He doesn't like it. I don't know if he looks at a Jew and despises the Jew. I think he just hates the country Israel because they've obviously had difficulty with the Palestine situation. So all right, not much more to say about that. They're fighting, arguing, cancel this, don't cancel that. What else is new? Okay, let's see if there's anything else interesting. Sum 41's life changing performance with Rob Halford and Tommy Lee. Now, Derek Wilby, he says this is a big deal. Okay, it is. I mean, sure. But this guy was like a real drug problem, Derek Wilby. He married one of the, I think, the first husband of Avril Lavigne. And there were times where he was like so out of it, they had to be dragged to a hospital. And he was like a major problem of some kind. So glad to see that he's kind of back and he's probably trying to resurrect his failing career. All right, I'll give you a little bit more. Maybe there's something else interesting. Okay, here's a writer that wrote for everybody. A lot of Kiss songs and Bon Jovi songs. I would like to read this book because this guy's written for a lot of people. Desmond Child. He's doing a memoir. It's called "Living on a Prayer." Well, because he wrote the song and Bon Jovi did it. So obviously he's got a lot to say. I'm sure he'll discuss. I think he's gay, and maybe he'll bring that up. I'm not sure if he's gay. Sorry. Um, Aerosmith, Bon Jovi already mentioned that. He's got the book. Let's see. Apparently, he's very thrilled he wrote this book. He's done books with. He's one of the great hit makers. I Was Made for Loving You. He wrote or co-wrote it. Living on a Prayer. You Could Love a Bad Name. Joan. I Hate Myself for Loving You. Alice Cooper's Poison. He's lucky. Okay, I'm glad that he's lucky. I'm glad that he wrote all those songs. And I don't read books that much, but could be something I would be interested in. All right, so you know what? I've given you some information that is kind of interesting. You might find it revealing. I'm happy to have brought this show to you. I haven't seen the cats running around. Shout out to all the scam baiters out there. You guys are great. You entertain me. And also on my list of videos that I've been watching a lot of are these police arresting speeders and drunk drivers and stuff. I find those very interesting. And my theory is the police departments put it out because it shows them in a great light that they're so compassionate and make sure everybody's okay and they treat their people breaking the law with great kindness and sweetness. But I think that's to counter their image with the George Floyd and all the other people they roughed up and shot because they thought they were dangerous and they weren't, and whatever. Anyway, Eddie G's Music World signing off. Good day. Thursday. Be nice to everyone. Bye.